Hello, hello. Welcome back to another GGHL podcast. I'm here with Mark, and we're going
Hello, everyone.
to go do like a trade deadline review slash playoff preview mixture. Right, we're gonna start just by going down through the playoff teams, what additions they did at the deadline, and what can we expect out of them in come playoff time.
Gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So let's start with the West. We have the Ducks. Let's see. Big trades that the Ducks did. I actually partook in one of these. I gave the Ducks Gage Rydell. Um,
Still got gas left in the tank, looks
oh,
like.
still has. He was great for me this year. He was about a point per game center. Almost exclusively played center this year. It's just I was making moves and trying to acquire assets for other moves, and so yeah, I had him at like
Didn't
second line
work out.
center. I had him at like second line center most of the season. So like
Okay.
a lot of helpers. Um, you know,
Looks like he's playing left wing for the Ducks so far.
yeah.
I don't know if there's gonna be a transition to the center position for the playoff or not. I mean, the Ducks are pretty great at center, so maybe he was more looking for playmaker slash um like depth. So in case of injury type of thing.
Yeah, it looks like he has him on the third line wing with Kara as his center and Celio. And Kara's a defensive center, which is I'm not always the biggest fan of defensive centers, but it looks like he has great attributes to say the least. But he's on that's a pretty good
Yeah,
third line to say the least.
yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, Kara looks okay. Yeah, I mean, attributes wise, he looks amazing, but play wise, only has a 6.57 AVRs, which isn't a great this, but he's a third line center, so it's
Yeah, it's
the
whether
hardest position.
it's a
So,
hard one to do. It's that matchup center, so like it depends on your coach, I
hmm
guess. But like, so a lot of coaches use the third line center as the
yeah,
matchup. So also, something a little sneaky about the Ducks is that Buffalo's 36, Miller Brown is also 36, Wallner is 32.
so it's pretty much like their last dance. Like
The
it's
other
they're getting
addition,
up there.
yeah, they're getting up there, and their other addition, Christian Steen, is 33. So
Yeah, that's another good ad. Steen is solid. I really like him. Playmaking defenseman. Yeah, he's great. And he's
crushing
like
in the first
consistent.
few games this year, to say the least. 11 and 15,
Wow,
787.
that's pretty good.
Is that?
Well, he just had a 4.9 against the Senators with a 10 rating, so I'm sure that helps. But yeah, he's a solid
Inflation,
player.
whatever. Good solid
Yeah,
player.
that's
Wallner
fine.
is great in net. 913. You can't really complain about that, especially at $2 million. It's one of his best seasons for it's a career year at age 32. Let's go, Wallner, I guess.
Let's go. I mean, he proved last year that he can get it done. They won the cup. He had a 911 save percentage, so like that's not the greatest, but that's pretty good. So I mean, that's all you need, I guess. Um, so hopefully he can do it again this year. It's the yeah, like you said, like Buffalo and Braun are getting up there in age, so it's they pretty much have no choice but to go for it again.
Absolutely, and it's kind of where go all in, and it's an easy to go really easy. Excuse me, really easy to go all in when your team's already a proven cup winner. It's like it's already at that level. You're already at this point. They're
Yes.
already a 48 win regulation win team, 112 points. It's usually playoffs, and it's already 70 games into the season. So, really dominant team. Also, they've only won
Oh yeah,
17
they're
in a row.
great.
17 in a row? Pathetic.
Just 17. Phew. Come on, get a real team in there.
Alright.
Let's check the stats a little.
Oh, yeah.
They're second in shots for per game, with 37.51. That's pretty good. And they are second in shots against. They're pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Honestly, wow, it's I just realized I was third in both of those. I wasn't sure. I
Whoa,
wasn't sure if I did, like did it change. No, the top three for shots on goal and shots against goal are the exact same,
that's interesting.
right? The top three are the same.
And do you think all three of those teams will go get past the first round? You think?
No, no, unfortunately not. But
All three of them will lose. That's what will
yeah,
happen.
that's what will happen. All right, anyways, no, the really really good offense, 5-on-5 team.
Yeah.
Their power play and their penalty kills is 30% and 80%, crushing it on that. It's kind of easy to when you score a lot of goals, you don't allow a lot of goals. You have a really really good 5-on-5 play. You have a good power play. You have a good penalty kill. It's kind of a recipe for a really really good hockey team. Like, what is there to complain about?
Yeah, I guess nothing. So yeah, they made two trades for Rydell and Steen. Pretty good value for both sides, I feel. I think you can go more into details like about a Rydell deal, but first, Steen he traded a second with a condition that it will turn into a first if let me just check it out. If Steen resigns or they reach the cup finals. So like either way, you're like it's like you don't really care if you give up the first, if you can keep it longer, or if you go to cup finals. So yeah, I think that's a good deal.
No, yeah, absolutely. These are you give up premium assets to get premium players. It makes sense.
Exactly.
All right. My next team, St. Louis, the Blues. Let's see? Did the Blues do many trades? They didn't do any trades this offseason, eh? Or this
I don't know, they did not.
no. The last player in came in August, which was Bobrov,
Panthers legend.
and yeah, Panthers legend, and they just have been a solid. They're what, second on the West, solid team so far. Not no point per game players, surprisingly enough. Um,
Yeah, I mean it's just their young players like growing into their roles. Um, I mean they always add great goaltending since they signed Kuchinkis.
yep.
Um, yeah, he always been solid even like in
I,
the
I
rebuilding years.
the last time he hadn't posted a 920 save percentage was a decade ago.
Oh my God,
And he posted 918, so that was the last time it wasn't 920. It was 918.
that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, he's amazing. So, I mean, you already have the elite goaltending. So all you needed was build up that center core, build up those wingers and those defensemen, and they did it. I mean, if you read the draft reviews, are right, the shameless plugs. um, you like you see, I'm really high on their, like I was really high on their prospects, and 90% of them turn out great. They have Brendan Hawkins at center, who looks amazing. 7 White AVR, which isn't the greatest, but he's only 23. Um, they have Fritz, who's really breaking out this year. He had 37 points in his rookie season, and this year he has 65 points, 75 in 70 games. So that's pretty great. And other players like Agapov, um,
Also, Fritz
Landridge.
is from the Northwest Territories, and I think that's super cool that he's like, who the hell comes from the Northwest Territories? Zachary Fritz does. Sorry.
Wow, that's pretty great. Yeah, so yeah, they have a lot of like great young players and more on the way too. Um, I mean, I feel like this season is on like they're pretty much playing with house money. Like I'm I'm sure they don't really care like if they go far or not. They just need to build like on what they have and like see what can happen. Who knows?
Absolutely, a team with great goaltender is always a recipe for being a surprise in the playoffs. In addition to that, I mean, their
Yes.
shots on goal, they're middle of the pack in 17th, and shots on goal against, they're also still middle of the pack at the 20th. But
All right.
again with a goalie that is consistently going to throw 920 every single night. Maybe not every single night, but like every single
Mm-hmm.
season, it's always a recipe for a potential surprise or a
Yes.
potential series of surprise. You know.
Yeah, like the shot against don't matter if he stopped them all, right? So,
Right, you know,
um,
if he doesn't allow, if he only allows one goal in the night, you don't have to score the like 3 or 4 or 5 goals. You just need to score two, right? So it
yeah,
makes it a lot easier that way. So
yeah. So, I mean, the Blues, a young team. I mean, they're pretty close being like contender every year. I know that Kochinkis like is 32, so they probably need to find another goalie to um like to build their future Stanley Cup contending squad. But he's there right now, so might as well like enjoy his play and try to win.
absolutely. What do you make of Aino Koivisto? Currently, he's injured out week to week, but attributes wise, I'm not too impressed, except for his like mentals and his speed. He doesn't. He seems like a little weak of a playmaker, but his previous 2 years are almost point. Like last year was almost a point per game season. It's almost a seven
Yes.
AVR season. I assume that's he's him playing center because I don't really see many other centers on this team.
Yeah,
But
he
this year
is.
he's like taking a pretty clear step back, like worse than his even his rookie season, like 2 years ago. I don't know. Do we like? Is this one that's is this a keeper for the future? I mean,
Mm,
he has a Carney comp, so for a V, so like I think so, right? But like also 23 and has a
yeah.
12 passing as a playmaker.
Yeah, the potential is there, for sure. But like I feel like in this league, like there's they seem like a good like there's a good crop of players that uh like get better with age. Like in they're late bloomers pretty much. Which can be frustrating, I feel. But with Covisto, he's only 23. I mean, he just turned 23, so it's not too bad. And
Oh, we share the same
you
birthday.
like
Oh
you
yeah.
saw in the last. Oh, really?
Sorry,
Oh,
yeah, December 28th. Let's go. Anyways,
well, happy birthday in advance. It's pretty soon, actually.
thanks.
But anyway, um, yeah. So, where was I? Anyway, you saw his play last season that he can like do it pretty, like at least good. Like it's pretty good, like almost 7 AVR and almost point per game. I guess like that's pretty much all you can ask. Maybe a little better, but if you get just a little bit of development, I think you'll be fine.
Let's see, just to make math easier for us, 50 divided by 64 times 82, that's a 64 point pace, by the way. Which, that's a pretty good
Right.
second line, third line center. That's a great, maybe not third line, it's a little high for a third line, but like, that's the area that you want for that type of center. And those don't grow on trees. But also,
No, they don't.
um,
Well, it looks like just I think his role changed because he's been playing like 12 to 14 minutes a night. So I think he's just lost his spot in the lineup.
he played 1 minute
Maybe.
and 59 of this last game, so this because he got hurt.
Yeah, I guess
He really
the
lost his role in
details.
the lineup
But
there.
yeah, what do you mean you got injured? Sit on a bench.
Twisted ankle? That's a long way
But
from your heart, Mr. Cherry.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's. I think it's just. Yeah, I guess that's just his role diminishing. But um, if you play in a in a spot that you can succeed, I think you'll do just fine.
Yeah. Also, the easier answer is like right in front of us, and like I can't believe I didn't think of this earlier. His shooting percentage is about half of what it usually is.
Right. So
So
that's
like, hopefully
sure
that
doesn't
helps.
help.
So I'm a doofus. All right. Anyways, up next, Dallas. So currently also 97 points. tied with the Blues in points, but behind them because they've played a game more, have less ROWs, that jazz. Trades that they did this off season, this not off season, this deadline is that they acquired Peyton Kent, which solid defenseman from the Flyers, solid, also sweetheart of a contract for the end of this year, $2.42 million for this defenseman. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they made a couple of deals. Um, he traded Williamson to the Flyers too for a first round pick and a second round pick, and so that was their third line center, and they use a second and a fourth to acquire Amirov from Boston, which is he is a power forward, play center, and I think he's playing. Oh, okay, he's playing fourth line center. Oh, right, right. They also acquired Ninisari from Detroit after he wasn't playing so great over there. So they pretty much changed like
And he's
their
been
center
doing
depth.
pretty well here in Dallas, to say the least. Damn. 15 points in
Really?
17 games, 747 AVR. Playing center, too.
Wow, yeah, that's
Not like, no,
wow,
that's.
that's pretty impressive.
It looks like 3, maybe 4C. 2. What? He's crushing it in those
Yeah.
that bottom minutes. Because, what, 15, 14 a night? That's like 3 center, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's third line center right now, so I guess that's where he's been playing. Um, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
At 5'5".
Center or left defenseman? That's a weird. That's finesse center. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. Who made him a
When
defenseman?
you s- when you
Did he play
when you
for the
see that, you
Canes? No, he didn't play for the Canes.
yeah.
I was gonna say like
But probably in the past life he played
a
for the
past life
Kings.
he played for the Canes. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
Oh,
but no, great for Nasari. That's a great ad if he's going to be this productive. Also, I mean, a little not to rain too much on the parade. Out of those 15 points, 4 of those are goals. So it leans a lot more to the passes than it does for the goals. But not to say passes don't matter.
they do not. You hear you hear it here.
um, Other ads. They traded away Harper, which was seems like a decent defenseman. They at rights to a player. They acquired Amirov, who's playing center. Um, any which one of these do you like the most?
Um, well, obviously Kent. Little secret, I was in on him and I got outbid, which
Sorry for
I'm
your
definitely not
loss.
mad at you. At the Flyers GM, but I won't talk to you anymore.
Sorry, Tibu.
Uh, yeah, no, it's fine. But yeah, Kent is like he's great defenseman. I don't know if he'll resign there, so hopefully that's he's gonna be available
I
in
actually don't have
UFA.
a scout report on him. Is he ambitious?
Let's check it out. Actually, report card. He is ambitious, so there's good
It's a good
chances
chance.
that.
I mean, oh well, the Dallas is a good team,
So
so like they might, but it's
yeah, yeah,
ambitious players is always tricky with that.
yeah. I mean their defense is amazing. Like Kent is fourth on their depth chart. For me,
Yeah, he is for me too.
uh, that, that's
And then it's
crazy.
Hallquist, and then you're out of it with Billy Britt O'Kane not being a NHL caliber. That's crazy. That like two defensemen away from Kent on their depth chart is like out of the league.
Yeah, it's
It's an embarrassment of
yeah,
riches there, to say the least. Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I love their depth, on defense especially, but on offense too. Like, um, they have Carson on the third line. He's a great, he's a great winger. Um, yeah, their two top six centers, Torek and Masyukov. They're amazing.
Yeah.
I really like them.
I like both of them.
Uh,
Fedorik's had a little bit of a down season this year. It looks like though, sub 7 AVR, not a point per game, but
uh,
in like he's been capable. Like it's weird. I don't know. Something's screwy with that. I think
Maybe he's getting the hard matchup, and Nisari's getting like easier matchup even though he's playing third C.
maybe
That's possible.
that's true. Let's see. He has Pakula on his Pakula, and I'm not even gonna try. Starnfelt,
Scharnfeld, yes.
Scharnfelt on his wig,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Isidore
I don't
Scharnfeld.
know.
That's a Viking name to say the least. Isidore.
Oh, for sure.
Love it. Anyways,
Isidore.
Isidore Starnfeld. I love it. No, that's a great wing on
That's
that
pretty
first
great.
wing. Let's see, and then it's Blight and Kosich on the second one, which is also nearly as capable. One of them's getting
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But I like every player on this team pretty much. Um, I mean, except like I'm not a big fan of Ninisari and Amirov as centers, but they're working so far, so maybe I'm just stupid.
I mean,
Um,
exactly.
y-
You stupid. Exactly. You know what's cra-
yeah.
you know what's
Uh,
actually really weird about this is that apart from McMillan, because I think McMillan's out of the lineup now with the additions, Fatorik has the lowest AVR on the team.
yeah, that makes no sense.
Right?
Um,
He's the worst
I don't
player.
know.
Honestly,
Yeah,
he's the
it's kind
worst
of
player
weird.
on the team. You should just give him to me, Mr. Wiggles. Like I would take him for you. Honestly, you should pay me to take him off of you. Because if that contract hit,
Yes,
six
of
point
course.
six million, that's a lot of money for someone that's going
That's
to
a
be the
lot of money.
worst player in your team. You should just give him to me. I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think you're, and what a stand up guy.
Exactly.
Wow.
I don't know that's Slankila. All right.
Yeah.
Up next,
Yeah, I
Winnipeg.
mean,
Anything else we want to talk about
yeah,
for
that was a good team.
Dallas? Yeah, Dallas are a great team. We should probably look at shots and goal and stuff for them. Let's see. Seventh
Oh
on
yeah, let's do that.
shots and goal for, and they are seventh in shots and goal against. Weirdly symmetrical. But yeah, great
That's
team.
yeah.
Good goaltender. Good.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, their goalie, Leclerc, he won the Calder last year, and he has a 909 so far. But I remember last playoff he didn't do great. They lost in the first round to Colorado, I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
And
909s. I
that
mean, I
there's
wish I had 909, but
yeah, he had the 843 last season
ouch.
in
That's
the
that's
playoff
that's
in
a
three
rough three
games.
games. But his average is 892,
Yeah,
which 892 isn't gonna. It's not good. It's not gonna sink a series. Like maybe you know,
yeah.
it's like the
So
890. The
you see, he
difference.
only has like
Go for it.
I know. Like I just was gonna say, he only has 6 game of playoff experience, so that's the only thing that might sing them. But I guess I mean you have no choice at this point, like
Yeah,
ride
no,
or die.
it's Benjamin London's not. I mean, he also has a 909 save percentage. Weird, but I don't think he's gonna be a long term service net in that.
No,
So
no, I don't think so.
he was asking,
I guess we'll see.
not to reveal too many secrets. He was asking me about taking Tex and Blom after he cleared waivers, and I was like, London's probably a sideways move, but and one's, I'd probably charge you for one, so take the London. um,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, up next, Winnipeg. Currently 91 points on a 4-6 skid currently, but 91 points. They
Oh,
traded away a goalie, Westby. They acquired a Victor Shaw,
finally.
which is a prospect goalie, 22-year-old prospect
I
goalie
feel
with
like
no
Westby.
ads. So, all right, we have
Oof.
Lee Bonus. Was also acquired recently. Great young,
Ooh.
super cheap defenseman. It looks like maybe not great. 673. Great ats. I like those ats on like a third pair defenseman. That's like pretty primo for an offensive third pairer.
A bonus.
Lee
I
Bonus.
never heard of him.
But like 14 checking,
Hmm.
decent. Like the wall of green of like 14 to 16s for technicals, decent mentals, and decent physicals. Just hasn't scored.
Yeah, it looks all right.
Tom Molander, comp for me,
Um,
which, he's a bum.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, no, that's a decent ad to say the least. Yeah, I got him from the Rangers. Oh, that was from more in like October, but um,
Yeah.
that's probably a waivers call. That makes sense. But no, yeah, he
Oh,
traded.
oh,
Yeah,
I
I
think it was
see.
a
And coming in via the. I'm just
it
looking
was
at the.
a
Yeah.
oh, I see. No, I think it was a RFA offer sheet. So he
Ah.
probably got him back.
No, matching on bonus. Yeah, that's what it
Uh,
is. Yeah. Okay.
there it is.
But
Anyway, yeah, Westby has been on the block for years. It feels like so. He finally got something for it. So I
that's
mean,
true.
second round pick's not too bad. So
It's not
um,
nothing, and I, I mean, Westby's currently in Bakersfield, which is, you know,
huh,
I mean, well, he was in Manitoba
sure,
already, so um,
I guess. That's okay. Sure. I mean, why not?
he's been.
All
I
right.
think he's one of those players that's been
Uh,
stashed into the minors and just never called up, or has he been clearing waivers this whole time, and we just have been like oblivious to it.
maybe. Anyway,
Yeah, no,
Westby. Yeah. I mean, the Jets. They're the same old Jets. Um, they sign players in free agency and they try to compete. Um, it's been a while that I remember they rebuilt and they drafted Billy Knight and Ainfrey like years ago.
and
Um,
Mainfrey's 34. He's
yeah, so it's
crushing it this
it's
year.
been
Crushing it this year. Honestly, like probably his best, like point per game wise, probably his best year of his career.
yeah. That's
Right?
you know what? That's probably true.
Almost like if
Yeah,
we were
cause
to put it out for if he was to play 82 at this pace, he'd be pushing 100 points, and
yeah.
he's never been
So
over
it's
90.
definitely
Yeah.
yeah, aged like a fine wine.
Is he playing wing
Um,
this? No, he's still playing center. Wow. All right.
yeah,
Wow.
main free is I think he was like low consistency. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I remember it wrong. But yeah, I mean, he's a good player apparently. Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
Ye-
Yeah.
apparently,
Komenko's crushing it this year, which isn't a terribly surprise that he's good. Kinsley
so
Gray
winner,
adds a nice bit of youth because he's only 25.
and
Because
they
I feel
resigned
like
him.
a lot of these players on his team is they're getting up there in age. Because Billy Knight's 38, Maidthre's
Yep,
34, their captain Verabauer's 34, Timofenko, Komo, Komenko, Timofey
yes.
Komenko is 33. It's hitting up.
Irving, 32.
Yeah. There's a lot of over 30 players here.
I think they signed Veton this offseason. No, no, they
A
added a
few
couple
off
of seasons
seasons
now.
ago, yeah.
No, yeah. Never mind.
31.
Man,
But, Bayard Man's 29. I'm not sure he's not. Is he playing the majority of them? He's played 36, but I think they're trying to play Bertrand more at 23, which is nice that they have a nice young goalie. But it's
yeah, he's looking pretty good.
this iteration of the Jets is about to change. Like, it's about to change pretty drastically in
Yes.
the next, year or two, to say at most,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know how long they can go. I feel like when meant free, like it'll wall is gonna be it for them. It's I yeah, I mean unless they sign another UFA center, I mean that's what they always done. So they might do it again. Um, and there's a couple this season. I think hmm, I
There's
think
my guy, but
Nazaro's.
Vermainen.
Oh yes, Romanen. Yeah, I mean could be a good destination. Who knows?
Yeah.
Unless you throw him 16 million, 16 millions.
That's what he's asking for, right? And we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. But
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
um,
Yeah, I mean, they have their teams getting up there. I mean, I don't think they're gonna win the cup.
I
But I
don't
mean,
think so. If I was putting money down, which if I'm betting, if
yes,
we're betting on fantasy hockey, you you might have a problem here, buddy. But if I was to put
a
money
little
down,
problem.
if I was to put money down on the 2054 GGHL fantasy playoffs, Winnipeg Jets would not be near my highest on my list.
No,
Um, they're currently eighth in shots and
there's
goals for, so which is good, but not great. They are also 14th in shots and goal against, which again is good, but not
middle of the
great.
pack. Yeah.
Yeah, middle of the pack, right. But that's not generally like the a good
And
offense and a mid defense isn't generally a recipe for Stanley Cup. Um, right.
no. Uh, yeah, there's good players there. There's some good young players. I mean, Kinsley Gray is great. He's 25, good goal scoring winger. And we just talked about him. Bertrand, the goalie, he looks pretty good. So there's pieces you can build around here. I just don't know. Like, do you keep trying until like Mainfrey retires, or you trade him away, or you just do it now and like try to like accelerate the rebuild a little?
Man, I think
Because
I'm
I
too
mean,
nostalgic to players,
this
but
team,
I want Mainfrey to retire yet. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to see him do
really.
it.
I
Yeah,
mean, sure, but at the same time, like this team hasn't won anything.
true.
So like, I mean, they've been. I think they've been to a conference final or two, maybe. But like, is it warrant? Does it warrant like retirement? Like,
You see, I'm a Leafs
uh,
fan,
I
so
mean,
like if someone makes it to the second round, we're throwing them a parade. Um,
oh man, let's build a statue.
Spill stat. Hey, Matt Sundin deserved that statue outside.
Oh, for sure he does. Yes, I mean,
But
he was
no,
pretty great. So,
it does say a lot though that main phrase most games played in the playoffs was his first season playing in the playoffs in
right,
39-40. Wow.
yeah. I mean, they're always in the mix. Like they're never quite get over the hump. Um, I feel like if you start the rebuild now, maybe you can like get more assets that you would if you wait a little, like a couple of years. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they add another player and it they turn it around. I because they could still win this year. Like, wouldn't be crazy, but I don't
No,
know.
right.
It
Like not
just
to say
would
that
be more.
there's a lot of random chance variation in all of these series and all of these games, and some
Yes,
goalie is going to get hurt
yeah,
and
of
some
course,
goalie is going to go off, and it could be the Jets. Is that likely to be the
could be.
Jets? Probably not. It's
No,
not likely to be any of the
I
teams, but
guess.
I think it's if I was to choose a team in the West, things would go right for it. It's not the Winnipeg Jets, even though they score the most goals in the conference.
Apparently. Hmm.
280 though, but I think there's my number mine's skewed because like there's a lot of teams in the East that are about there, but not a lot in the
I
West.
guess so.
More goals in the East. All right. Anyways, up next the Sharks. The Sharks are 86 points for fifth in the West. Transactions that they did, they added a player from the Bruins, Arthur Masson. They acquired two picks from the Avalanche, and they also acquired another player from the Bruins, Brett Guggen. So two trades with the Bruins, one with the Avalanche. And am I missing anything? No, right?
Yeah, I mean the Sharks started on fire. I remember they were like 17-2-1 or something like that. After like 2 months or three, they were playing great, and I don't know what happened. I think they just came back down to earth. Um, but yeah, they added Guggen, which is he's a pretty good playmaking winger. For Wright, who's another playmaking winger, and a third, I think the Bruins did good there. They get younger, and Wright has potential, so maybe he'll achieve it there. And they also traded Devaja. How do you? I think Devaja.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. It's Swiss. He's Swiss. I mean, like it seems more Spanish than Swish as a name, but yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, they traded him to uh, to Colorado for two first round picks, which
that's a
I mean,
haul. Yeah, man.
yeah,
You go for
I,
it, man. I love it. He's crushing it this year with the Avs, but that's a lot for.
yeah. I mean, he's amazing. He's
Yeah,
a perennial Selkie like nominee, winner slash nominee. So yeah, I mean, I get it. You want to like leave space in his lineup for younger players. So uh, and he also acquired a defenseman from Boston, which he looks pretty good. So
yep.
for a second round pick, that's all right. Yeah, the Shark, they're a good team. But like the Jets, like I just don't feel like they can do it. But like their first line is amazing. It's Brugger, Egan, and Monaco. They're they're like one of the best first line in the league. Egan is one of the best center in the league. Um he really broke out last year, and this year he has 66 points, 62 games, 7.82 AVR at center. That's pretty great. I wish my first line center had this AVR. Um, yeah, they just lack the depth pretty much, especially at center. They have Oberg, Lewis, and Lazarino.
Yeah,
So they're not that great.
Overg's probably overmatched at Overg's definitely overmatched at a second line. Probably would be overmatched at a
Yes,
third line. Terrell Lewis is
yes,
still playing. Wow,
yeah,
wow. I remember Terrell Lewis. He's been
yeah. He's
here.
getting up there in age.
He's around the block for a hot
That's
minute,
51
but you know
points.
that's third line center. It's 51 points, 68 games. That's pretty. That's about what you want, right? But it doesn't help that
Yeah.
the other two aren't holding their end of the bargain for 2 and 4.
Mhm. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they don't have a choice. Like they have to play him there. Um, yeah, I think I don't know. They're like in the. I feel like they're like the Jets. Like they either have to make it work or like just give up. Uh,
Are they? Are
um,
they? I have, I'm not. I haven't looked at their ages. How old are they?
I mean, they're not that old, but Egan's 28. Like they're good players are starting their prime pretty much.
They also don't
So
really have a goalie. Like Bellinger's
yeah, what?
sub 900, which is he was 909 last year. This is his first year of his career that he's sub 900. So asterisk on that, but currently he's sub 900. And then there's Silas Johnston, who's been a career backup fringe starter, 1B goalie, I guess, at
Mm,
33. So they don't have a goalie currently, it seems like. As Wilkinson or Torres coming
yeah,
down the pike, not in the immediate future. Um,
no. Um, yeah, they're getting thin in terms of prospect. So I feel like the two first that they got from Colorado, they should use that to get a center. I mean, it's easy to say, but because the centers are
a
rare,
center or a
like,
goalie?
uh, what you know what?
I say a good goalie, right? You got to use those.
Really? I mean, I feel like, I guess you're
It's
right,
your,
but
but
like,
we're also stuck. You're stuck in such a. You have to choose if you're choosing between a center and a goalie. Like you're choosing between two tough positions that you have to make choices for.
yeah,
Where it's just,
Yeah,
I don't. It's going to be difficult to see how make this team better in the immediate future. For not
mm,
free assets, like you can always just hope and pray and swing one in free agency. Maybe they have the dollars and cents for it. I don't know,
I think you
but
do. I think they do.
Terrier is coming off the books of his 16 million, which as he's
Yeah, so
been,
there you go.
you got $16 million right there. So $16 million for Lonkilla. Here we go, right?
There it is.
There it is. There's the long term
uh,
plan. Let's go. It just
yeah,
call it a
I mean,
day.
I've
Um,
seen crazier stuff.
yeah, no, that's
I mean, yeah. Uh, yeah, I think they just got unlucky. Like, I know they traded a Thunder Chief because I think I'm pretty sure they didn't want to resign here, or I'm not sure. But yeah, I feel like and they trade Rydell too. Um,
he's been traded again since. But also,
which
Rydell
yeah,
would be 34 now. So
yeah, that makes sense. But like, you need like
if yeah,
it's
if
good
you're
to
here
it's good
for if you're
it's good
here
to
to
get
win
the
on this, yeah,
yeah, it's good to get the assets, but you need to do like you need to do something with them. Like you need to like Ryd. It's good to trade Rydell, but you need to replace him. Which is it's easy to say like, oh yeah, just replace like the playmaking center.
I'm
Um,
curious. What did I trade? What because I was on that acquired Rydell. What did I acquire him for?
I I know they have it. Parks Egan was part of that deal, which he's pretty good top 4D man. So
Oh yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah. It was.
it's not too bad, but like yeah. Uh, so
Yeah, it was mostly just
I
Park
feel
Egan.
I feel like if you really work on the center core, like the goalie isn't like I feel like Belanger could be good enough to make you win, like Warner in Anaheim. But I know this year that he didn't have the best season, but like in the past, he's at least a 9-10 goalie. I feel,
Yeah, he's
at least around
909
there.
career in the playoffs, 31 games. So it's not like
Yeah,
a low big game situation or anything either. So at least he's not gonna.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like the big, yeah. So like the bigger need is center, in my opinion. But of course, an elite goalie will help a lot. like,
Yeah, I
but they
know.
don't grow on trees.
They do not grow on trees. I've been looking for them. I've been have not found any on trees.
Yeah, you
Up
wouldn't know.
next, Vancouver. 77 points. It's weird that they're Vancouver we're doing next, actually, point wise, but because currently, if we were just to do points, top 8, they'd be out, but because they're a divisional spot, they're in. So,
We
um,
thank you, Gary Bettman.
yeah, Pacific. Woo. So the Canucks at 77 points, they have a minus 32 goal differential, have
Yikes!
lost more games than they've won, but are above
Thank
Gary Bettman 500.
yes, thank you, loser point. Thank you.
So not to be like, this is a give. Having said that, um, Thibault Rubin's having a good year considering, you know, he's good year. Thibault Rubin, 37 points in 70 games, 713 AVR center. I mean, that's what you hope for, I
All right,
guess. Um,
it's not too bad. Yeah. I mean, uh,
Considering where the Canucks have been in where historically in this GGHL franchise of having no centers, what's the
they
best
have one.
center? What's the best center that the Canucks have had since Rubin?
Suomela,
Okay, Jarkko Suomela. Okay,
and before that they had Bedard.
and they also had a
Bef-
Pedersen too, but
Yes, well, that's. I mean, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
But it's been a hot minute. It's been
yeah,
a
you're right.
hot minute. Cause
But Ruben's
there's
been there a couple of seasons now.
true 3 year 4. Wow, this is year 4 of Rubens. These things go by so fast sometimes. Um, year 4 of Ruben.
Back in my day,
Back in my day, Spencer Huckins. Wow, Spencer Huckins is crushing it this year on the wing.
he's
Um,
amazing.
Amazing.
Uh,
Yeah,
he was my vote for rookie of the year. Uh, but I mean,
you
like,
got to give it to the 914 goalie over the 85-point
yeah,
winger.
I guess so. Um, yeah, I mean, Akin's amazing. So, like, there's the same old Canucks. good goaltending, great goaltending. Um, good defense. Uh, well,
No
usually
backup
had good
goalie.
wingers. Yeah, no. Uh, but like the centers, like it's always that. I know they had high hopes for Mercer, but I don't think
Yeah.
he's it. I
At
mean,
least
he
not
still has
currently, to say the
potential.
least. But
Yeah,
Locon.
I mean, he could become one, but I don't know. It's
Locon 23-year-old finesse center. I'm not betting on to be top six but worthy
yeah.
at some point. I know Locon centers can do it, and Vervote is a great example of
Any
that. But like this, I'm not sure this is that bad, especially with his
like
mentals being relatively.
I know you say that, but also like no Stanley Cup winning team had a low con center like that I've seen. Like I don't or I don't think so, or they didn't play a big role
Right. Like that might
because
have been like I think I've when I did it back in forever, the 30s. Back in the 30s. Wow, that makes me
yeah.
sound really old. I think I had them as like
Yep.
wingers, right? So like you can have them. I
Right.
like throwing them
Exactly.
on the wing, whatever. They're a winger.
Yes.
But um
I feel like
Nicholas isn't there
Kyle
for a
Lawrence,
center.
he
Yeah, yeah, Lawrence.
he could do it, but uh, I mean, we say that, but he hasn't won anything. Maybe it's just the team. I mean, that's a bit unfair because like it's so hard. But I've yet to see a team that has a first line or second line low con center like doing great and winning the cup. Like Colorado didn't have one. I didn't have one. Anaheim didn't have one. Who
I
else
think he
won
should put
the
some
rank?
respect on Dave Transit.
I mean, he didn't play for me when I won, but
I think that was literally the one I had in mind. I think he was along for one of those Habs Cups,
maybe.
maybe.
Um, yeah. So, I mean, yeah. So Mercer, I mean, he's also he says he's a skilled defensive forward. So he probably has a defensive role higher than his offensive role. So I don't think that helps him. He also
No,
takes a lot of penalties, like 58 penalty minutes. That's not great.
no. It's also
Looks like a
it's weird how this league is skewed with penalty minutes, where like there's so few that like 58 is a
yeah,
lot.
it is. Like let's just take a look.
Because that's all effective.
Um,
That's effectively all tripping minors or hooking minors or
yeah,
just like caught out of position minors,
he's
generally.
yeah, he's 20. He's number 20 in terms of penalty minutes. So I mean,
You
it's
could
not
you
the
could
end of the world, but
Yeah. How many of that is in twos? Because like a lot like because you can also check between twos and fives.
yeah, that's true.
Sorry, because I don't think he's like considering he's a finesse guy. I don't think he's getting into a lot of fights there. Um,
Right. I don't think so.
he's 17, so 24. So he has 24 2-minute penalties and
Okay.
zero
Yeah, that's
5-minute
a lot.
penalties. Right. Anyways, in
Anyway,
70
so yeah,
games, that's tripping minor every 3 games or so. That's putting you down a lot.
mm-hmm. It does.
Um,
I mean, yeah. So like, Vancouver's need centers. Like, what else is new? uh, yeah. I mean,
hey,
like their team
I don't think they're a team
isn't
to
that old.
win the playoffs. I bet they're happy to make the playoffs. So, at least what
Yeah.
they should be with a minus 32 goal differential. Because
Yeah. No. I'd be surprised if they win more than a game.
I mean, they're going against the Sharks. What if like their goaltending implodes and then like
Yeah. I mean, maybe
like you can see around, but I can't see a sustained success.
no.
Alright.
Fortunately,
Uh,
they stick. I feel like they're like the Sharks that they need more.
yeah, absolutely. And 26 wins, regulation wins. That's not even. Wow, they'd be way out of
Yikes.
the playoffs. Anyways, want to do the Wild next? Currently,
Yes.
86 points in 71 games. Um, 272, 238 goals for, goal against. Transactions this season are none, so no trades. No trades. Same team as it entered in, so it's going to leave as. Tkachuk is a pretty solid netminder this year. 908, best season he's had since Florida back in the day. Those
Uh,
attributes are sick.
Good
Is
times.
what's the story with him?
What do you mean? Like,
Is he like
why did
low
I trade him?
con? Is he low con? Is he just like low important
No, he's
games?
icon.
High con? Does he have like? Do you know if he has low important games? Can you? Is that something that we can check? I don't know.
I don't think so. He's resilient too, so extremely ambitious. It's I don't know why he doesn't. Maybe it's his mentals. Uh, I mean the mentals attributes. Like
Yeah,
he only
9
has 9 bravery.
determination, 1 creativity, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, so maybe that doesn't help him. But like, yeah, I think he should be better. Like, if you look at his technicals and like he has 16 agility, which isn't the worst, isn't the best, but
Serviceable to say the
um,
least, right?
I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Like, I've
Um,
had
who knows, right?
goalies play
Goalies are
better with worse agility, but, goalies are also voodoo, so, like,
for sure. Yeah, definitely.
highlights for
Maybe
this team?
he figured it out.
Highlights
I
for the
mean, their first
team.
line is
There's Lawrence,
amazing.
Becker, Miyurshov, all above point per game players, to say the least.
Hmm.
Bala at 61 points in 59 games. Is he on the first line or second line now? It looks like he's on the
First
first
line.
line. Yeah, and Miyurshov's doing point per game on the second line. Oh, goody. But Laurence Gauthier, what do we think about Gauthier? I think he's probably overmatched at 2C, but he's doing really, really well there, point and AVR wise, I guess. I think he's overmatched at 2C.
Yeah,
It's I would say I would anticipate him to be overmatched at 2C. Um,
yeah. But I think you put him there to put. Looks like they're putting Desain on the third line, which ad wise looks better, but he doesn't
Performing
perform really well.
worse, right? Weird.
I
And then you
don't
have
know.
Barry, Carter Barry at 4C, which defensive center 4C, whatever.
Yeah,
If I was to try to really, really make the team most competitive, I'd probably try to improve that too because, like, yeah, he's a
yeah.
defensive center, but he also can't win a face-off, so he's going to be immediately having to stop some pucks. So, um, yeah,
They also have Lucas Healers, scratch. He has 5 points for the games, but like that's weird because he looks better than like Barry. So
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
he
yeah.
should play over him, but who
Also,
knows?
Danish Ehlers, is he related?
Maybe it's his son. I mean, long.
Grandson? Is it son or grandson at this point?
Oh man, maybe it is grandson. Oh no.
And then yeah,
Oh, we're
but we have Loritz, 1C, great. He's looking like he's starting to
it's
fade.
amazing.
Looking at those physicals. Look at those physicals.
Yeah, he's losing. I mean, it doesn't look like it's stopping him. Like 81 points, 67 game. Like, wow,
No,
that's
but like the way I usually view physicals for a player is that it's like a threshold, and once you pass
yeah,
the threshold, it's like I don't but 731 AVR, 81 points in 67 games. You can't ask for more. I mean, I guess you could if you could ask for a cup. Ew. But
yeah,
you could you like you it would be reasonable if you asked for more. So
yeah.
and you know how
Oh, they
he's
have
old is
a.
that he's born in current time. So like if someone's
Oh
born
my
in current
god.
time, they're old. Gotta say.
Yeah, 2018. Whoa, like 6 years old.
Jeez, he's like a
Um.
second grader.
Oh my god. Okay, let's not do that. Uh, Um, yeah, I mean their defense is great. Frankie Lamb is amazing. Uh, almost 8 AVR, 7.9.
A lot of good
Hardwayne's really
defensemen
good.
these generations.
Yep.
I gotta say, a lot of good defensemen. Happy about that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, they have good defense. Tichasek looked like he took a step in the right direction. Maybe he'll stick, and they have good depth. Uh, Maybe not at center, but on the wing, I really like the wingers, most of them. And yeah, they just need another center. Well, which is I guess like that for all like 2/3 of the league. So um,
right. Shots and goal average, they were 12th, and on shots and goal
okay.
against, they were 21st. So middle of the
Oh
pack offense, but on the upper side, middle of the pack defense on the bad side. And then to check, which at
yeah.
909, that seems like pretty middle of the pack. So explains why they are on the precipice of being out of the playoffs, but also on the precipice of being in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean they're all almost tied. They're tied with the Sharks, but one game less played.
But they're
Not in the
also in the
same
Central,
division.
so they have to pass the Jets, which is 5 more
Yeah,
points. Yeah.
I don't think that will happen. But I guess they'll play St. Louis in the first round, unless Colorado catch them or Nashville. Who knows?
Interesting.
Um,
So Lorenz playing
yeah,
the Blues in the first round.
that'd be cool.
Intriguing.
Yeah, I mean the Wild. They're still a good team. But yeah, they need more.
Um, for this Wild to make an upset, what do they got to do to win a first round matchup against the Blues, or say they pass the Jets and play the Stars?
They need Lawrence to go like point per game. No, like 2 point per game.
He
That's
needs
pretty
to go
much.
Lemieux esque. Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So it won't happen.
All right. All right. The Avalanche.
All right.
81 points in 71 games, holding on to last spot in the West by 1 point.
It's getting spicy.
Getting spicy there. They have Terry Oaken. They
Yep.
have
Still have him.
oh, trades. Sorry, they added Devala from the Sharks. They added Guerin from the Sharks.
Yeah.
They added
Great ad.
Anais from the Sens. Is that a waiver pickup or is that an actual trade? That was a waiver pickup. And they also added
Yes.
Lindby from the Rangers.
Like a
Yuri Lindby, who's
okay.
been pretty ho hum.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, they did some good ads. I mean Linby and Anais. Their depth. I mean they're free, so like sure.
Right.
Uh, and I mean the Vaha is he's amazing. Uh, it's 14 points, 14 games so far with them. A great winger. They they lost a lot of players the past years to free agency, so it's good to like finally add one.
Right.
Um,
It's a yeah no,
yeah, they.
especially one that's been as elite as he has this year, both in the Mile High City and San Jose.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean their depth isn't what it used to be, but I still feel like they have they have like their elite players can take them like far, like, as we saw last year. Like they beat the Stars. I think they lost to the Ducks in the conference finals. Um, so yeah, they still can go far. So like they just need to get in, and I think they'll do it. But who knows? Like couple bad luck, and they miss. But yeah, I like the defense. It's pretty good. Top four, which is yeah, the top four is very good. Bajon, Bernie, Snall, Green. Let's check their bottom six. Barker is all right, and Obi Olsen, it's not the greatest, but 6D, that's fine. Mm.
Right. Something that caught my eye up on forwards was that Connor McGillivray, um,
Yes,
attribute wise, kind of a scrub.
not the greatest.
Kind of a scrub. 70 points in 71 games, potted 30 goals. Um,
Wow.
Rookie year, I guess. Right? Coming over from the Czech
I
League.
think so. Yes.
Coming over from the Czech League. Not call is he Calder eligible by like NHL? No, he's not
He
Calder eligible
is
by
not.
NHL standards, but is he going to be Calder? Question: is he going to be Calder eligible for GGHL standards?
Should he? Mm. Nah, nah. Screw Gus. It's just.
Sorry, guys.
I'll, I'll, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I mean, he could be. Yeah, it's his first season. He, I mean, he looks like the best rookie so far, so maybe he should be. Um, yeah, I guess his line is working. Like he's playing with Schroyer, which he is amazing, and Deva, which he is amazing too. So I'm sure that
And
helps a lot.
he's a playmaking forward, which I don't understand the 30 goals with a 15-9 shot, but you
I
do
mean,
you, buddy.
someone needs to
You
score,
know,
right?
I
I
don't
mean,
get it. Good. Gus, what did you see? Like, let me know. Like, how? Because like I
I
want the
think it was
checks.
more like, I think it was more like, you need to play him that you wanted to play him, but maybe I'm wrong. Uh, yeah.
Cause
I
like
mean the
I
Avs
wouldn't have
are
given him a shot. Like straight up, I probably wouldn't. When
no.
making up a lines, I wouldn't have given him a shot more than the third line. I probably wouldn't have
Yeah.
signed him out of the Czech league because like $3 million to sign this guy out of the Czech league. All right, whatever. You can stay there. I don't give a shit. But like, huh? I'm admitting I'm
Yeah.
wrong on this one, but this is a lot.
I mean, his passing is 17, which isn't too bad.
That's great. Good
Uh,
speed. Decent mentals.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, the stick and league is a little low, but I mean, if you look at his key stat, it doesn't look too bad. Like he can play. Like I could have played him the bottom six. I probably wouldn't, but like I can see, and I guess he just gave him a chance and he took it. So like, good for him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Good on him. It's been a little sad from BTC this season. On the opposite end, 687, 39 points in 62 games. Back to back, the disappointing or downward
Really?
trend seasons. Yeah. Last year was
Maybe
43
I
points.
guess
This year was 39 points. Like,
I guess the Sharks saw it. I guess they weren't wrong trading him. Huh.
yeah, and they were just getting
Yeah,
ahead of it.
that's weird. That's weird. I feel like he should be producing. Like looks like he's been given the ice time and the wingers. He's playing with Bro
Yeah, but
and
he's
Urban.
also a goal scorer with a 13-16 shot, which isn't bad, but also 13-16 isn't
13's pretty low.
for a wrist
Maybe
shot too. Like it's 16. Like if it was 16-16, cool. Like, but 13-16 is a little low. Like, huh? Was he always that
he
low
took.
with his shot?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
There's uh goal scoring winger center are weird sometimes. Like there's the Thunder Chief one that like all his points goes to like DKing and deflections and off the puck, and the like some others they go into the shot. So I think because I have a Brendan Werner on my team who looks exactly like that, and then you look at Rankanen who looks like, but I mean he's great in everything, but there's who has a better shot. So
Yeah.
I think that's just his build. Um, Maybe he's the new Charbonneau.
Yeah. Not quite reaching it, but no, it's What do we think of the Avalanche more macro? I think they're a relatively old team. Bernie's 36, LaRose 34, Teriokin 33, Schroyer 32, Rowe 32. There's a lot of over 30 players on this team.
Yes.
I don't think there's a lot of things
Yeah.
coming. There's nothing coming into the system here, right?
No, nothing at all. I mean, they drafted Tracy. Um, who's a goal scoring winger. I mean, he's all right. I mean, could be something, but it's not good enough to like
Yeah, if
to
he's two
continue
years
like
away, three
contending.
years away, that's one winger 3 years away,
Yeah, exactly.
especially
And at this
especially if
point,
he takes
like,
a late development path. If
yeah, like Bernie's already 36. Like he'll be, he'll be 39, 40. I mean, he's still amazing, but like, who knows? He can retire any moment now. So, um, yeah. I mean, the Avs, it's now or never. I mean, they bought Devaha with 2 firsts, so it's now.
it's
Uh,
now, yeah.
and I feel like maybe after 2 years, I think Gus will probably rebuild. Maybe earlier if thing goes sideways next season, but yeah, I think it would be time.
No,
I
I would
mean,
agree. Let's go with some team
yeah,
statistics here for the Avs before we close out on the Avs. 14th in shots and goals, so pretty middle of the pack, and 10th on shots and goal against. So better defensively than offensively, which looking at their roster does make some sense. Whoopsies, I went to check my own
yes.
lines, not the Avalanche
Whoops.
lines. Yeah, makes sense because Bernie
It
is
does.
probably one of the best defensemen in this game so far, right? Career
History, pretty
wise,
much.
right? Like, you know,
It's up there.
top
Yeah, I mean,
five at very least for defensemen. So Bajon's been solid, Green solid, great top four. Terry
the
Oaken's good enough
defense is
in
good.
net. It's just also and they have BTC on the first line, at least in this tactics screen I have, which I don't know when the last
Yeah,
time it is, but I mean maybe it's to give them more ice
yeah. I don't
time.
know what's up
But
with that.
yeah, do you want to talk about the Preds and the
Yeah.
Oilers, and then head over back over to East?
Nah, not the Oilers.
No, they're 3 points out.
They won't make it. But I
But I
mean,
mean,
we
they could
can.
take the they
You
could
know
take
what?
the Canucks
Actually,
spot, right? You got to
they
think
can make
about
it. I'm
that, right?
sorry.
Yeah, it's the
I
Canucks
I
spot.
didn't realize they were that close to Vancouver.
And it's Gary Bettman. Blame him. Getting more
Yeah.
Canadian teams in the playoffs. Gary Bettman, that scandalous,
Uh,
scandalous worker.
yeah.
That's the
Of
real
course he would do
outcome
that.
of this.
Yes.
That's the real goal. All right, Nashville. 80 points. Currently see themselves 1 point, but with a game of hand on the Colorado Avalanche. Also, something that's kind of cool with their last 10 of both them and the Avs is that it's almost identical 7-2-1 or 7-1-2 records. So they're heating up in this just
Yeah.
inch across that little line. Um,
That's crazy.
the Predators, West Bracket, is in net for the vast majority of net games. Looks like he's actually getting a rest
All of
now.
them, I think.
Looks like he's getting a rest now. I don't think that 904
Oh,
is
really? Okay.
representative of what he can do, just because he's exhausted in 82%. Um,
Yeah.
so I think it's probably closer to like a 910. Last year he was a 915 thereabouts. So that's
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
probably
Brackett
where
always
he's
been a
at.
good goalie.
Yep, good. Probably like
Uh,
that second tier starter. Um,
yeah,
yeah.
good enough to win the cup. Uh, he did it with me. I remember my first cup
Hey.
that was with him. Yep. I think he won it with Buffalo too. When they weren't horrible.
Yep.
And yeah. Yeah, the Preds.
Well traveled goalie, by the way. Buffalo,
Yes,
Dallas, Florida, Winnipeg, Dallas, Nashville.
he was a Dallas pick too. I remember before he traded him to Buffalo. So he had him 3 times.
3 times? Damn.
Yeah, what did they do? The Predators. Let's check the trades. So they traded uh Guimard to Boston
And they got this
or
24-year-old that I'm not too excited about. Got good speed, um, but probably a little behind where you want him at 24. Um,
Filion. Yeah. I mean, he has potential.
yeah, but I think it's gonna go wasted if I was to make larger projections on this player.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Kapanen, his contract ending this year, so they probably weren't gonna resign him. It looks like he played. He was in the AHL this year anyway, so uh,
Not much for not much. I got you. That makes sense.
yeah, yeah. Um, let's check their age
So,
because
back to our Vancouver conversation about best center that they have ever had. 58 points. Probably played first line center for the Vancouver Canucks that year. Tightest cap.
you know what? Yeah,
Right? Like, sorry, Ethan, for you catches strays in this, but
man, it's
yeah.
crazy. No, he's not safe. Um, yeah. Talking of center, I want to talk about Stéphane Rouillard. Uh, he has 53 points this year in 70 games, and I remember last season he was playing amazing. He had 68 points in 58 games with a 7.5 AVR. Looks like he gone back down to hurt, and that sucks for them because I remember last year was a big part of their success. And if he can stay at that level, it looks like they're gonna have to like add another center to their core, so that he can take the load off. But I mean, they have Quiz, who's who's all right. Looks pretty good. And hmm,
In a
yeah,
dream scenario, who do you start in your matchup? Do you start Riard or do you start Quist as your matchup center?
yeah. I start Riard, right?
Riard is a matchup center. That makes sense.
I mean, the ads are there. I mean, because Quiz is good, but uh, let's compare them. I'm just gonna compare the two players. See, looking at the ads,
I
cause
mean,
looking at
Riard. Yeah, it looks like Riard most of the way.
yeah, yeah, Riard's better. Um, I don't know. They're pretty similar, I guess. Riard's better, but they're similar players. They also have Askar Voronov, who's looks like he's finally yeah, it's his rookie season. He doesn't have the most points or the best CBR, but rookie year,
Yeah,
give him a shot.
relatively good ats. You wish his Ant and Cree is a bit better, but
Hmm.
especially a 2 for hockey sense.
Yeah. Yeah, they also have Emil Onkanen, a playmaking center, playing on the fourth line. He's 24. He has high potential, but I'm not sure he's gonna achieve it soon.
He's also
I
unhappy because the media's been overcritical of him. You know, that rigorous
yes,
Nashville Predators beat writer is just hounded him, I guess.
it's the fans. Every game they're like, Onkanen, you suck.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault.
Your fault, Onkanen.
I
Oh,
bet they
poor
also have.
guy.
I bet they all have honks. You know, imagine if they all had like little squeaker horns and honk honk. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Okay, I'll take. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, Brackett's good goalie. He's 36 though, so like, um, pretty much almost done. They have a good defense, of course. Nashville always has to have a good defense. Um, they have Ray Carroll, Panthers legend. He's pretty good. They have Otman. Uh, he won the Norris a couple of seasons ago. He still got it. 37.
Crazy. He's
physicals, but
Still around.
yeah, Trey Reynolds pretty good. Kegos pretty good. They have Park, who they picked at the top five a couple years ago.
Making
Who's
his way
starting
in.
to look,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's starting to look pretty good.
More
Um,
macro. How does this team go from borderline playoffs to more elite, and then how to what are the steps for that? If that makes sense.
right. Uh, I mean, they'll need to replace Brackett. Um, it's easy to say, but
Yeah,
he's
just
getting
get
up
another
there,
goalie.
so
Right.
yeah. I don't think they have Corbin Mallet. I don't think that is the.
Long
I don't
term
think he's the
solution.
future there. You know, but I mean, who knows? Uh, and they need an offensive center. So if Uncannon can take that step, that'll be real nice because he has everything he needs to be a good top six center. Um, just needs to grow, and
Yeah.
because they have good wingers. Um, and yeah,
You kind of
and
want all of those
they're
technicals and all those mentals all to grow just like two more each, and then you'll
yeah,
probably be right there, right? Like
yeah,
a 13, 16, 16 wrist shot stick handling passing would be a lot
yeah,
better than the 11, 14, and 15 it is right now.
exactly. Yeah, so that's pretty much all they need. Like then they can compete because their team is not that old. Like it's mostly between like 25 and 30. So like there's still time, but like needs to happen soon.
You're right, right. You gotta get on a track to get out on somewhere, sooner rather
Yes.
than later. When it comes to 5-on-5, though, fourth on shots on goal, but
Oh,
shots on
wow.
goal against, they're also fourth on shots on goal against. Weirdly
Okay.
symmetrical, both for and against shots on goal. Um,
So they're not lucky. That's what you're telling me.
Save percentage, they're middle of the pack with nine,
Yeah,
but like they're also in a tough division where all of these teams in
that's
the
true.
Central are really, really good. It seems like,
Yeah, I mean,
except for
yeah,
the
I mean
one,
that
but like they have to
yeah.
pass they have to pass the Avs in order to make the
Mhm.
playoffs, and that's a tough task because the Avs are also a good team. So, um,
Yeah. And they're all good teams, right? So it's rough.
rough out here in the
Um
West. Uh, Last one. Do we want to do for the West and then shift on over to the East?
Yep.
All right, the Edmonton Oilers currently 74 points in 70 games, above Bettman 500, but lost more games than they've won. Currently sit 3 points out of the playoffs in that last specific wild card spot, even though they've actually won more games than the Canucks. This doesn't make
It's
sense, man.
crazy. I
They've
mean
won two. They've
15
won two more games than the Canucks, but they are 3 points back.
15 shootout loss will do that to you, man.
But they also have a minus goal differential. Anyways, they have Devontae Frazzi, and they also
It's
have
amazing.
Evan Westby, which now that I
Sure.
realize that they had Frazzi, what the second for Westby is, I mean, I guess this is a good backup.
Yeah. It's a choice.
I mean, yeah. I think those assets could probably be better spent elsewhere, but it also is just a second, so like, it's probably like a
Yeah, it's
middle
fine. It's
six winger or like some middle pair
max.
defenseman. Like, yeah. Uh, Offensively, let's see. They have their best offensive player is Alliston Bleicher, power center. Let's go, Swiss power
Let's
center.
go.
Let's 58 points in 63 games for this Swiss behemoth. That's a big jump up from his previous ones. Wow, is he actually playing
Right.
center too? He's actually playing center.
Fi-
Hey,
5'11", 185 power center. There you go.
you know what we really know about those Swiss is that they're really hard grinding. Historically.
Yep.
Um, At least if Alice Bleeker crushing it this year. He's playing on a line with Kravis, which is a mess up on my part, and Lakasonen. Gillies Kravis, who honestly isn't that good, I don't think, attribute wise, was
No.
a person that I let his rights expire accidentally. Um,
Whoops.
yep, first round pick that I let his rights expire. It happens. It was a decade ago, and like this is what he looks like after a decade. So, I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah,
Just it's one of
I
those things
guess.
that rattles to the back of the mind. Like, how did I fuck that up? And then there's Laxinen, who's also great on that line, but that's their second line. Their
Yep.
first line is Krieger, Fowry, who's Krieger's been good this year, but not great. Fari,
I think.
who's a
Yeah.
defensive center who's been alright. And then I don't have a
This
left
team is
winger for
weird.
this. Is I think
I think it's
is
Bennett Strand.
is it Strand? That makes sense. Oh yeah, he's good. So probably
Um,
Strand, right? Yeah, he's good. Um, they have some pieces here to say the least. It looks like some roster spots are missing just on like my tactic screen for myself, so it's kind of hard to check on what lines
yeah.
actually look like. But it looks like their only real trade was
Yeah.
adding Westby, where I feel like you probably could have added another couple pieces on forwards, and because I think you're a little weak on the wings, coming like down to those second and third lines, because
Yes.
like Gilly Kravis is good. Like, and I know I'm harping on him just because he's my old guy, but like he's not that good attribute wise, but like he's been good at AVR wise. So I think that's probably a more of a demonstration of their good systems, I guess, or their good centers in this that are working with this. I, I'm trying to think of it.
But they have uh they have Baronov and Kiwi playing fourth line right now with who are pretty good wingers. Um
True. Oh yeah,
oh maybe
Kiwi's
it's
pretty
just been
solid.
the last couple of games.
You're right.
Um
Let's see.
yeah,
They're
I feel like their wingers are good enough. Um like
yeah, but
looking
then
at
you
them right
also have
now.
like let's see,
They're not
Neil
there's nothing
Cronin's. Right? Yeah, it's true.
yeah, there's
He's
nothing
solid attribute
elite.
wise, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of these players I feel like are underperforming where they should be just attribute wise. Like
Yeah.
Neil Cronin,
That's
looking at him, like he has 38 points in 46 games, 7-7, but like I think he should be a little bit better than that. Um, Kiwi 37 and 64. I don't know, that's fine, but
right,
like I think he could be better than that. I think he should be way better than
for sure.
that. I don't know. I would even I mean, maybe not Bliker, but
I think
Blake
it's the centers.
the singer centers.
Um
Yeah, Blake or Fare. You right.
because they're all like yeah, by Curry he's a power forward. I mean, I'm sure he can create offense, but the others are not. Like Four is a defensive center, Nygaard is a defensive center, and I think they
That's
have a
it.
winger playing center. So,
Yeah, that's end of list.
um, yeah. So they like Nashville, they need that offensive center, which is easy to say because I think you can like trade for one, which is pretty rare. Or you have to draft them, or you have to overpay like 16 millions in free agency um to get one. So yeah, it's better, but easy to say.
Always easy to say at a center, and I mean also like
Yeah,
we were harping on them for the second for Westby, but a second to add U.S. center worthwhile to actually improve this team. So I don't know.
hmm yeah, they don't have any offensive center in their prospect pool. They have a couple of good players, but yeah, no no offensive center. So who knows?
That makes sense. Do we think they have a chance of catching the Canucks for that last spot?
Yeah, I mean with Frazee, he's playing pretty great. They have a decent defense. Uh, is decent wingers. Their centers have good CA, but um, I mean they can do it. I think they can do it.
I think so too. All right, want to head off to the east? We can
Let's do it.
power through this east. All right, up first, Florida, 107 points, 70 games. Let's
Bums.
see. People that they've added. They've added Lucas Stella from the LA Kings. They added Cash Hamill from the Boston Bruins. They added Desmond LeBlanc from the Montreal Canadiens. They added Jonathan McAndrews from the Detroit Red Wings, and they added the rights to Zach Stotts from the Detroit. Oh, that's also way earlier. My mistake. But Desmond LeBlanc to now is probably what we should talk about. So
Yes.
Desmond LeBlanc went for what's the deal exactly? Couple firsts.
So it's a first round pick, 2 seconds, and Sergei Alshevsky.
Who's a pretty solid right wing two-way prospect, second round pick recently, high second round pick too.
Yeah, I mean, I love that guy. I didn't want to trade him, but uh, yeah, when you have the chance to add a player like LeBlanc on your team, like you have to do it.
No, absolutely, that makes
Alshevsky has,
plenty sense.
yeah, he has great potential. Like I think he can be a good player on the top six. Um, the picks. I mean, I don't care about picks at this point, but LeBlanc, he like his point per game so far. He had a couple of bad games, like a 4 and a 5, but like I'm not too worried. I think he'll do great in the playoff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
Um, my only, I think he gets a lot of penalties. I think that's what caused
he
those.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in those ones, he looks like he get a couple tripping minors or whatever. But currently,
yeah, yeah. That
crushing it.
really tanks your VR.
Yeah, penalties really crush it. I don't know what causes certain people to be more so than others, but
I don't
this
know.
five aggro Desmond LeBlanc penalty taker.
Yeah, he should be higher. Jeez, they really messed that up.
But
Um,
no, yeah, Desmond LeBlanc looks like he's grown so much since I drafted him back in the day. They grow so
oh,
fast.
time goes by so fast.
Man,
It
yeah, I
was
didn't
great.
stick around to see him actually develop into it, so I'm glad that like he did.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, you made a great pick. And now he's gonna beat you.
Now he's
What?
going to. Yep, yep, yep.
Yes. So I traded Perron in the beginning of the year for McAndrews, who was cap dump, and Stokes, who's a top six uh potential goal scoring winger. So um, I think it's gonna be good. So we'll have to wait and see for that. Perron was getting up there in age, and like I kind of want like his cap was 3.5, which was a bit much for me. So I
No,
cut my
absolutely.
losses. Yeah. So, and I did LeBlanc, as we talked about, which I was pretty happy with. I needed that playmaker in the top six, which I've been lacking.
Yep. The
So
sec you
that's gonna
Well, so
help.
you have him at 2C, which is a great
Yes.
spot for him. Yes.
Yeah,
I
I think that's too. Yeah.
And then you have you got in Cash Hamill, which defensive center probably for like pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. In case there's something wrong, like I'm sure yeah. I can. I hope he's gonna cash in a couple goals.
Heyo, heyo.
Eh.
Marty's got some jokes.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah.
Um. uh.
Is he
And
not
yeah,
gonna win the
and
Calder this year? Come on.
no, I don't think so.
You see, this is the real reason why McGilvery isn't eligible, is so that you can get Cash Hamill the Calder Trophy this year.
Hey, hey,
This
no,
is
not
the
too
real
loud.
big proud, the real
Whoa,
big
whoa, wait,
brain
whoa.
moves.
Can we cut this part after we're done? Um, yeah. So yeah, injury, like yeah,
Edgery depth, and then I assume probably something similar for Stella. Probably like a good depth defenseman. Looks in like what is his? I don't have a full scout. Oh, offensive defenseman. My mistake. I thought he
yeah.
was an
He's
all
a
around.
physical playmaking defenseman.
Okay.
So I got him for my top four. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Odin playing bottom 6 minute, and just wanted to add another
No,
strong D
that's a
man in there.
definite improvement there for sure. He also went from
Yeah.
0 goals to like a guy with 0 goals. So like
Yeah, I know what I like. Zero goals, D man.
it,
Um,
I think he's
yeah,
been
he's
bottled by the Kings down there. Minus 26 hurts
yeah.
defenseman's AVR so much, like a minus is due. So like I think
It
he's probably closer to that 7 7 0
yeah
15 there. So
yeah. I think so too. If not, then I'll just jungle my lines around. Um, he's also an icon, so
that's
uh,
a good one. That's a big one. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
I like that.
cover bust, I assume.
Yeah, that's pretty much it at this point. Um, I mean, I blew it last year. I think I was up 3-1 and I lost in seven. Uh, but that like I feel like that was my center depth. I think they weren't good enough. So this year I really went into LeBlanc. So I really hope he makes a difference there.
I hope he does for you.
Um,
That'd be really nice if he did.
yeah,
Unless it's
because my
against me,
goaltending
then I
is
hope he
amazing.
dies, and I hope he takes escape to
Yeah, understandable, understandable.
you know.
Yeah, I love my goaltending. I love my defense. I love my forward core. Uh, maybe like a guy or two I don't like, but like that's fine. Um, yeah, I'm really excited for the playoff. Hopefully, we can go far. I just want more.
Absolutely.
That's all I want. Yeah,
Um,
when you get one, you get that
you get the
like that.
thirst. You get the
Yeah, the
thirst.
thirst
All
for
right.
more.
More macro leagues. Let's see. Shots and goals. You are 10th in shots and goals, fourth,
Yeah, a bit low.
and defensively fifth on shots and goal against. So
Hmm.
top 10 in both, which is nice. And then you have a decent netminder in there to say
Yeah,
the least. First best team in the league as in team save percentage. So Backlund with a
yeah.
925 is doing his fair share to say the least.
He does. I love him. I mean, he's first in the league as of now. Be Lankela is second, which I'm sure you love that.
Yeah, this happens.
Um, yeah. Yeah. No, uh, I love my goalie. He's a great playoff performer. Um, I guess we'll have to see what happens.
Absolutely. All right. Up next for East is Pittsburgh. 105 points in 71 games. Um, let's see transactions that they did. They added Titus Kapanen. They added
They did.
Patrick Like, and they added Valentin Kvon from you back in September. So was that a waivers one, or was that's an actual trade?
That's waivers.
Oh, waivers. Okay. Kvon's been
Yeah.
good for them in Pittsburgh though. 25 points in 69 games, 725 AVR. Not too bad.
Yeah, he's a depth player. Um, I just couldn't afford him.
No,
That's
that
pretty
makes
much.
sense. They have him on his
Yeah.
third line. They actually have him on the line with Kapanen. It's funny.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean Pittsburgh, they're a contender for sure.
Definitely
Uh,
contender.
uh,
Weissner's pretty good. Um,
that like addition was pretty good. Patrick Like, he's
yeah.
30 points in 20 games. I think that he's gonna do real good in the playoff. You need the heavy hitters. The playoff. I think that's important.
No, I do like power
Um,
wingers. They do bring a added element in the playoffs for sure.
you do. Yeah, Wiesner is pretty good. I mean 907 is not great. Last year was 915, so It's probably more around that, and I think he'll be around that in the playoff too. Um, they have a great defense. Blanchet is amazing. Um, what else? I mean, their team's good. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
I mean,
good
yeah,
good
great team.
centers.
They didn't really add a lot this deadline, but likes a great single ad if it's just one ad.
Yeah. I feel like they made their ads the last couple of season. They got McPhee a couple years ago, or yeah, and now right now, like they have their team. They don't really need to add anything else. It's just they
When
have to win.
you
That's all.
lead the league in shots and goals for, shots and goals against, you're doing pretty something right.
Pretty good. And I mean, their core is all like in their prime. So they're all like 28, 27, 20, 30. So it's, yeah, I mean, they're going to be good for like 5 years minimum, probably. Um, so yeah, they'll have a couple shot at this.
Absolutely. Um, Up next, Columbus. Currently 100 points, 71 games. They were busy this trade deadline, but not in the way that's like building towards currently. They were
No,
selling players off. They sold Corbin
yeah.
Murray, which, Corbin Murray is just Corbin Murray. Um, they sold Christian Steen, which, solid
Wait.
defenseman.
You're not high on Corbin Murray? What do you mean?
He's
He's amazing. Sure.
sure. Uh, they traded away Christian Steen, and they were posting on the block a lot that they were trying to sell players, or made it look like they were
Yes.
trying to sell players. It was a
I
lot.
mean,
I don't know.
yeah, it's hard to sell players when they make a lot of money. Um, like
It's true.
Mazaros, like he
Mazzaros
makes
was 16,
16.
and yeah, and not a lot of people have 16 ready to go. The drop at a
Yeah.
hat. Um, Drill is 35 as well, 917. Um,
Hmm.
this is an older
It's
team, so I understand the desire. Or at least not older. There's some parts of it that are a lot older. Like it's either really old or like the 25, 26, I
yeah.
guess. Um,
It's they're a weird team. They're like stuck between. I think Tyler what he wants to do is like sell his older piece and like really try to compete, but his team doesn't let him like retool. Like it's always like in the top teams in the league. Like I mean, when you have a player like Jeffers, I feel it's weird because I feel like he should be trying to win like every season. Um, but like
right, but they're
don't do,
also in the trap
but
where
like don't do it because I don't want you to do it.
right, because we also all want to win.
Exactly. Because like Jeffers 29 now. I mean, you I'm sure he can be good like for 10 years because he's that type of player. But like
The Jeffers being best player in the league windows closing in the next 3 or 4 or 5 runs, right? You got five
maybe
more shakes of this thereabouts.
yeah.
Or if like they're in early retirement or like an early decline, like a LeBlanc, or like players can be at 32, 33, and their physicals just drop. Like that's not unheard of either. So like the clock's
Exactly.
ticking. So um, yeah.
Yeah, and Schmidt is 32, which is also getting up there.
The real one I'd be worried about is the net. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
there's not a backup for the 35-year-old, right? Unless there's one coming down the pike and I'm just oblivious about. I mean,
Let's go take a look. Um,
Huffman or
yeah,
Gubin?
no.
Huffman? No,
No.
right? It's just,
Mm. No,
they
they're
got
like
Jake. Do they have Jake? They have Jake Gensel on net. Oh, they have John Gensel on net. My mistake.
well, another grandchild. Um, yeah, no. They'll need to find a goalie, and I mean, like they need depth because like they have they have three great centers, like Jeffers, Schmidt, and Weber. I know Schmidt is low con, but I feel like you put those three at 1, 2, 3 center.
They
Like
currently
you have
have
a
Jeffers, Rajic, Mazaros. Which Rajic?
right.
What the? Okay.
Sure, why
What?
not?
Is it Gust hurt? Is that who they're missing there? It probably is what it is.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. So like with a center core like that, like you have to try. I feel like personally, I would try to win every year. Like who cares about draft picks and getting younger? Like trade all your prospects, trade all your
Burn the
pick.
boats.
Like yeah, like do it. Like it's worth it. I and like you have Julia, who's like he's a good goalie, and like he's still got it, and he's signing like 3 more years. Like you have, I feel like the three next year, like have to try and win.
Absolutely. Team stats. Offensive
But
shots and goal. Go for
don't
it.
do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Fifth on shots and goal, and sixth in shots and goal against. So pretty awesome both ways.
Yeah. I mean, another team like all the team we mentioned so far in the East, like they can go in the finals. I wouldn't be surprised. Like,
No, absolutely.
uh,
I would 100% agree.
yeah,
Up next, the Maple Leafs. Currently are 96 points in 69 games. Doubly nice.
nice.
Um, and transactions this deadline was effectively not. They acquired a third, where they sent
Oh yes,
Fedor Grachov to Philly for a
that sweet
third.
sweet third.
Um, hey, Grachov sent 904 in Philly, and they got a third round pick. Um, and
He is low con though, so
that makes sense. Yeah, that's the third
yeah,
transactions. They got a Ben Kramer, a Ben Kramer, Doug Carney. I don't know what Justin came in there. Ben Kramer, Doug Carney combo that's been deadly for them this year, to say the least.
yeah, it's amazing.
Nash Crossberg too,
Um,
but you know, gotta include him in
yeah, the Leaf like this it's the same as multiple year now. They don't have a good enough goalie. I've been a Svarstrom hater for like years now, and I mean he still hasn't won a cup as a starter. So like, I don't
there.
know.
909 this year's not too bad. I don't know what he is. I mean, like I probably could
Yeah,
pull. I could probably pull up what he is year to year. If I was ready, I should have
yeah,
had
you
it.
can actually.
I don't.
It's fine.
Yeah, I don't
He's
have
not
this
that
in front
great.
of me, but it's probably been like 909 seems high. It's probably, it seems higher than usual. It's
Yeah,
probably
but
been
like
like 905, 910 at most.
I feel like every year in the playoff he sucks. But maybe it's just my biased opinion. um,
Shoot,
but like yeah, they
yeah.
have like their centers are great. Like Carney's very good. I mean, he's a franchise center. Henriksen's a franchise center, though he's getting old. Like his physical's dropping. They added Vervoot a couple season ago.
Who's
He's not
not been the
doing so
greatest this
great.
year.
He's also getting old. I think he's gonna walk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
think
looks
he's
like
a
it.
player to watch. Makes sense.
Um, yeah. I mean, they always lack depth. Um, their defense isn't always the greatest. Yeah, this they have MacArthur, who's very good.
At least
Is still very
offensively,
good, 35.
trashing it, loving it.
Yeah, for sure. But like,
Holmquist has been
they
great this
have
year too. But
they have Koskenvoor on defense, who's not really great. Boyce, who's not really great. Uh, yeah, Drashkovich, who's not really great. And yeah, their Their bottom four is kind of bad. Like, they're all like bottom 60, man.
Also, they
Um,
only have
like
two
bottom pair.
goalies. But you need to have three goalies. I think there's a isn't that a like a league rule? You need to have three goalies. You need to have find a third
Yes.
goalie. So like, when next one that goes on waivers, you have to claim them, or like I don't know, figure it out. Try to get a third goalie here, whatever you can. Okay.
Yeah. So the Leaf. It's the Leaf. Their curse. That's pretty much it. Um, yeah, it's like they're getting old. Like
This is
I
probably
know
the
Vervo's
first
probably gonna walk them.
team that we're coming across in the East where like I wouldn't if they won the cup I would be like,
No,
oh, that's a kind of a surprise. Or the other three I wouldn't be surprised at
it
all.
would
So
no, it would be a surprise. Like I don't see. I mean, I really hate Svartstrom. I mean, I don't hate him, but like I don't like him as a player. Um, and their defense is. I mean, it's not great. They
no,
don't have the depth. Yeah, it's I mean, maybe who knows?
maybe. All right,
I've seen
let's do
crazier
some
stuff.
team stats right quick.
All right.
Offensively, sixth in shots on goal. Defensively, ninth in shots on goal against. So solid 5-on-5. Um,
Okay.
just probably you're not a big Svartrum fan. I understand that. I don't think they're good
No.
enough of a team to overcome the. I think they're that
No.
second tier team in offense, second tier team in defense, second tier team in net, and that's not the way to become the best team in the league, so perhaps, right? So all of these are great
Yeah.
elements individually. It's just the collection of the pieces, I guess, aren't quite at that elite tier that we want, right, if for a true Stanley Cup contender.
Yeah, they yeah, and like their team's getting old, so uh, it's like yeah, Henriksen's 34, so like I guess you keep him.
Yeah,
Um,
he's been there
I
for his
don't
whole
know.
career,
It's
right?
yes,
And like
it's
Henriksen's, the
hard.
year that he had 101 points, I think I remember when I doing all those historical stats. That's like one of the best years I think like of all time for a center because like he was unreal both ways that year. Um, he
Yep,
usually brings a lot of good two-way game, which for a person with 10 checking is
he does.
whatever.
Yeah.
But like, um, whatever. He has like great defensive numbers usually, so he could do really well in a playoff matchup. I guess it's that Carney Hendrickson combo. I think we've been saying this for forever with them. If they ever fill out fully around the Carney Hendrickson combo, it's gonna be so deadly, and they're starting to do it. But like, are they gonna be able to do it completely by the time those guys actually age out?
Yeah, no, I think at this point it's too late,
Already saying this.
unfortunately.
You Mark's closing the window on him. Alrighty. I mean, it's easy to count off the Maple Leafs. They're the Maple
He's
Leafs, like it's the Leafs. It's the Leafs. I understand. I get it. I see how it is, Mark. You just revealing
yeah,
your. If it was the Canadians on the chest, yeah, I see how it is. Alrighty.
yeah, of course. You know me.
Up next, my team. Look at that. Tied with points with the
Oh,
Maple Leafs. We've been on a skid recently. Um, I don't have a goalie.
oh yes.
I don't have a goalie.
Oh,
There's that. Um,
oh.
I made one trade this. I made
So like
one.
the
I made
leaf.
two trades. I made two trades effectively this season so far. I acquired Naoto Morris and Roman Fedotov from Alex in Carolina. I traded a second
All
and
right.
third for the combo of them.
Oh, that's pretty
Turns
good.
out Morris is Locon. Surprise! I probably kind of. I
Oh
should have.
no.
I should have figured when he was like an 890, but like or like sub 900 and he had decent ads. But like I was like, is he Locon? No, he's not Locon. He's Locon.
I
And
mean,
then Roman Fedotov has
if
been
you
pretty
take
okay.
if you take him, yeah, if you take him out, like of the deal, like a second and a third for Filatov. It's not too bad. Like, oh,
Yeah,
it's not that.
it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
whatever.
okay.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
I got
whatever.
Scott DeYoung off of waivers from them, who's been pretty good. Um,
All right.
and then I traded away Gage Rydell for a first and a second. Not because I was disappointed
Yep.
in Gage Rydell. He's been a little ho hum in playoffs for me in the before, but like no real complaints. Um,
Yeah, I
it
know
was
about that.
just it was uh, done in preparation of other moves in an attempt to acquire some assets to acquire a goalie that did not come to fruition. So
Oh,
um, yeah, I don't have a goalie.
interesting.
Regan Millet
No.
is not it. Like I love. I don't. I was going to say I love. No, I don't. Like he's fine. He's this year. This year he's at a 904. Last year he was at an 882. So like you get what you get out of.
887 in the playoff.
Naoto Morris is an 885 in 41 games. Um, Tex Engblom
Oof.
is at a 886 in 21 games. Um, yeah.
Oh,
I
oh.
guess I could go to Brandon Regan down to within 900 in Orlando, but yeah, I don't have a goalie.
Sure about
Surprise.
that?
I
I
mean,
mean, yes, you should. Yes, let's you do it.
you should. I mean, like I have the most goals in the league, and it's not terribly close. I think I have like a 20 goal lead on
No,
it.
you're right. No.
And yeah, I score so much. My team loves shooting. I have like 6, 7 point per game players. It's great. Um, or I had more.
That's
I had 6. Now I have 4. But
whoa.
one of them's a
Lying on
defenseman.
the podcast.
I traded Gage Rydell, who was a point per game player. That was
Oh,
the one I
okay,
was
okay.
counting. And then Cullen
All
Rexon
right.
went from above a point per game to 69 and 71. So like
Nice.
it's nice. But um, I don't know. Don't have a goalie. It hurts.
Yeah, your team feels a lot like the Maple Leaf. Except you have a better roster, I feel. Uh it's crazy to say, but I think I would take Svarstrom over all your goalies. Is that crazy?
That's not.
Am I
It's not. This is not a take at all, man. That's like very, just very. Yeah, no. A
really, yeah?
100%. I would gladly take Sfarstrom over any of my
But
goalies.
like that's crazy for me to say. Like I feel like, oh man, I don't know. I mean, I really like your team. Um, like they're all good players. I mean, Rexine is elite, that's for sure. Uh, on Ford, I don't know if you have any like elite players. Is that fair to say? Like they're all very great.
I mean,
Um,
yeah,
unless
but
I'm missing.
Lejungren is fifth in league scoring.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll give Lundgren elite, but yeah. Um,
Or I don't. Maybe Endler's a better goal scorer, but no, I understand. It's a lot of like they all have like 17 or 18 in
okay.
their like I have a lot of 17,
y-
18 shot wingers then
Okay, maybe elite wasn't the right word. Maybe like franchise. Is that
franchise. Okay,
more?
that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, I think S and Lundgren are amazing. Um, are they playing together? They are.
Recently,
They
yeah,
are.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, they should.
It was the
Yeah,
Hess didn't start that high up in this the beginning of this year. He's grown a lot this year. This year he's grown crazy. Like,
yeah,
um,
I see that. Wow, that's
yeah,
crazy. I mean, good for you, man.
yeah. I'm happy with it to say the least. Oh, yeah. No, I understand the no elite forwards, but again, I also would still say most goals in the league. So no elite forwards. Whatever we scored. Um,
Yeah, who cares, right? You score goals.
we score a lot of
I
goals. We do
mean,
not defend. I mean, we do defend well. We can't stop a beach ball, man. Like
yeah. earlier I was talking about like the goal scoring center build. Uh, like when I was talking about Tony Chief, I'm looking at Donny Fernandez.
Who
He's a great
can't
example of that.
score to save his life.
Can't score.
I mean, this year
No.
I've had him down like the third and fourth line, but like he still can't score. So
Okay.
yeah, I
Oh,
don't even.
really?
I'm not even playing. I haven't played him at center almost at all this year. Almost all third and fourth line wing. Um, so
As I have yeah, like Werner, he has 175 goals in 600 games, and he's a goal scoring center. With a 16 shot, but he can't score goals. It's kind of
weird,
weird.
weird. And
I
then
don't
there's
know,
like
like I don't know
oh,
what does that, but
and then there's other ones like Vermaelen who scores relatively routinely 40 goals. So like it
yeah,
doesn't, you know.
yeah. I mean, okay, so I guess you need a goalie. That's
That's
pretty much.
basically it. All right. On next, the Carolina Hurricanes.
Mm.
Um,
It went up in
so
the standings
yeah, no, they've
as
they've they've been hot recently. They've won the last three.
one overtime loss. Just one.
Just one. Oh wait. Oh, just one. I see it. Yeah, crazy. Um, they don't have a lot offensively. This at least in production. Their top point
No.
producer is 52 points in 69 games.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we have Theo Bohm, who's, you know, 51 and
Great two-way
65.
center.
Great two-way center, not a first-line center. You have Arseny Cobb, who's not doing so hot this year. Um, hasn't done so hot in a hot minute. Or I mean, did well in Detroit, but not
Yeah, he did well last year. I don't. I guess it's just what a question of deployment and line mates.
right.
Because I know he
Right.
played with Zenek, so I'm sure that'll help.
This year, I think he's on the first line because it's scratched.
Oh yeah,
So I'm not sure if he's playing wing or not either.
game log. He's playing center.
Playing center is Bohm playing wing. No, he's also playing center. All right. I don't know any of these lines then. I mean, they both been hurt,
Yeah,
so like,
he's
whatever.
probably juggling them around.
Yeah,
I know he likes to
it's
move
been.
his line around a lot.
I like doing
So,
that too. It's fun.
no, I hate that.
I juggle my lines like almost every single time I enter the game. I'm playing with my lines.
Really.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ritz, Baum,
anyway,
Michael. It's not a great offensive core, at least in production. I think you could probably expect more out of Michael than
yes.
what you're getting out of him. I probably would expect a tad bit more out of Ritz too,
Of
considering
course.
the amount of ice time he's probably getting. Um, like 52
I
points
feel
in
like
69 games is good for a power winger, but like he's also probably getting all the power play time. Yeah, he has 15 power play points. He's probably getting a
mhm,
lot of those like big point producing minutes that, you know, probably
yeah.
shooting a little low on.
I feel like they're missing a great playmaker and probably a great goal scoring winger too. I guess uh, Michael could become that. Because Cobb, like he has the ads, but like he's getting up there in age, and I think he's low con, not sure, or like mid con. Um, like they would need like a Cobb from last season, pretty much. Um, I think it would help a lot this team to score goals because they have a lot of two-way like power wingers, um, and
I know
like
that's a build that
it's,
he really likes though. So like, you know,
yeah, I guess you reap what you sow, I guess.
I guess. And then the defense is really pretty even on defense. It's a lot of like he has Alay and a Fleetu, Vidu that are like rugged or
Oviedo.
all around defensemen, but all the other ones pretty much have the same similar builds. Um,
Yeah.
Nothing like all like I think he has like six top four defensemen if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, he lost what's his name to Vancouver a couple seasons ago. That really
McNutt,
hurt.
McNutt, right?
No. Well, I'll go check right now. Chambers, John
Chambers.
Chambers.
That makes sense.
It was a physical appointment, but he was elite. I mean, he is elite. Um, so yeah, that really hurt him. Um, yeah, it's like a good team, but not great. Um,
Absolutely. Let's see trades that they've done recently. They traded Zubac and Achitwa to Boston. Who Zubac?
and
I don't
nothing
think of
trade.
anything. Ochitwa, I don't think of much of anything. For a third and a fourth, so they didn't really get a lot. They traded 2 seconds for Sivmark, which don't hate that. At least for two
Yeah,
seconds, considering the cost, the acquisition cost is 2 seconds. There's three
he's not
years of
the.
contract control. Um,
I don't
he's a
think he'll play
center.
center because he's low con.
No,
He's
he's
been
been
playing
playing
wing.
wing, but like
Yeah,
solid defensive wing. I mean, you know, two
that's pretty
seconds.
good.
It's not too bad.
Yeah,
They traded Kruka to a playmaking center, 22-year-old playmaking center, 5-star prospect potential. Ooh.
yeah, he got potential.
Um, was he like a recent high draft pick? 14th overall, not too bad. For
Yeah,
Quinville and a first, which Quinville's
well,
been
that's pretty good.
he's not performing
Oh,
so
what?
hot this year though.
Huh. Yeah,
All
you're.
right.
He doesn't perform very well actually.
Like
Hmm.
I don't hate that bet because I've done this bet with so many different Bruins players recently. Like Endler was a Bruins player, Vermanen was a Bruins player.
Right, right.
Where like the team's so shit that like the bright spots on it aren't you know, and like I totally
Yeah.
would have bought on Quinville and been like anticipated a regression upwards or like anticipate like a 25 60 point season. I don't think it would have been that unreasonable to
Yeah.
expect that.
Mm.
All right.
Who knows? Maybe he turns it around, but I guess we'll have to see.
All right. We got two more teams here, or we want to do New Jersey as well.
Yeah. Let's do New Jersey.
As well. Okay, cool. So Detroit's next. They currently are 93 points in 70 games, 3 points behind me for that Atlantic spot. Um,
They
so
might catch you.
they might catch. Oh, look at this! If I drop down 2 spots, or if I drop down 1 spot and Pittsburgh catches you, then I can beat you in the first round. You see?
Of course, all plan.
Oh, this is the plan. All right. Anyways, Detroit transactions. They were looking to do some deals, and they made a trade with Dallas recently. They made a trade
Yep.
with New York recently, and I think they claimed Davison from
Yeah.
Carolina, right? Um,
Yeah, they made a lot
so
of deals this year.
making some deals.
They
He makes deals. I gotta say, Good makes a lot of deals because I remember making a
Yeah.
couple trades with him 2 deadlines ago for Karjalainen
Mm-hmm.
and Vainikainen or something like that.
Yes.
So they acquired a first, a
Yeah.
second from the Stars and Charles Edward Harper, who um, longtime Shark,
Yeah. He's alright.
borderline player, or at least no,
Nah, he's not that.
I don't know.
He's not that great.
No, he's probably too slow. Is
Yeah.
what
So
it is. All right. Anyways,
yeah. Yeah. So they pretty much gave away Ninisari for what they paid for him, like at the start of the season. He just wasn't working Detroit, so that's what happened. And they got Plant for Jones. That was I remember they put Jones on waivers because of his cap hit, and they traded him away for Plant for or lesser cap it so that Plant could play in the NHL. Um,
Plant's been crushing it.
and yeah, they got the Makitalo for Davison. Just no, they got Davison for Makitalo. My bad. Just I guess change the build of the D-man. They got Nurmiko for Karna. That was a big move. He's playing pretty good. 44 points, 47 games. Um,
That's a pretty big ad, yeah.
it, yeah, they traded Bigra, Mitchell Bigra, defenseman. He's gonna be pretty good. At least he should be pretty good.
Right.
And yeah, they got Perron from me earlier this year. They made like a lot of moves. Not like I think Ninisari was a whiff, but at least he got something back for it. Um, but like unfortunately, what's gonna hurt him is he lost Zenek for the season because he got
Yeah.
injured for 4 months and then he got released.
I hate it when the
So
AGM does that.
that's a yeah, that sucks. That's pretty bad. That's a big loss.
It is a big loss.
Um,
Macro fixes. Just looking, it's way easy to say this. We say this to every single team. I wish I could add one more center, one
Yep.
more offensive center into this lineup. Nermiko and Perron are
Yeah.
great two-way centers. They both love them. I wish I probably would want them 2-3 or 1-3 if you have number two as like a playmaking center or like something a little bit more offensive.
Yep.
Um, but
I mean,
those aren't.
Perron, he used to play Tracy for me like for years, so he
Yeah,
can do it.
that's where I would
Um,
probably want Perron as.
he's starting to lose speed though, so like maybe he's gonna be a bit too slow. I don't know like how that works, but like yeah, I mean their wingers are pretty great. Um, at least on the first two lines. Uh, of course Zenek like push one of them down, so it looked even better like 2 sims ago. um, but yeah, they need an offensive center, which like I feel like around like mid standings for teams in the playoff, like you start to see that they all need a center pretty much. Like it's I think that's
Absolutely.
just what separates like the good teams from the teams that could take a step in the right direction.
Maybe a underrated comeback player of the year award. I mean, it's probably not, but Mikael Gran of their goalie, 915 in 33 games. After 2 seasons of
Wow.
toiling away down in Grand Rapids, and seasons of doing that
I
in
don't know that guy.
Phoenix, Mikael Gran, goalie.
It's the first time I heard of him. It's crazy.
Maybe not.
He
It
played
feels
a lot of
weird to
games in
be a
St. Louis
comeback
too.
player, but like, cause you didn't really have a peak before, but like, I don't know. He had two
Yeah, I guess that's
years.
true.
He had 2 years of in the AHL, and he's back, and
Yeah.
doing solid in the year. I don't know. I just want to give him some recognition
Maybe.
for that.
Well, talking, just one last thing. Talking about like offensive center, they drafted Yannick Hall last year, who's 19. He has, he has like franchise potential, and well, and he's a physical playmaking center. So if you wait a couple of seasons, you'll have it. So till
A longer
when,
project, but he'll get there.
yeah,
Okay.
it's just like this team is like it's kind of old, like low key old. Like when you look at their good players, so they have some young like Dagasny is solid, but yeah, like Perron, Emond, Nurmiko, they're all pretty old. So we'll get there in time. Guess I guess we'll see.
Absolutely. All right. Penultimate team that we're going to talk about tonight. The Ottawa Senators, currently 78 points in 70 games, 1-9 in their last 10. So they're below in their playoff spot if that's something that they want.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Players that
What's
they've
happening?
added in, they have Pan Mansu Aronson from the Dallas Stars,
who's come in and added 14 points in 33 games, so nothing too much.
All right.
Players out, they traded Jory Anais to Colorado off of, and they lost him
That
on
was
waivers.
waiver.
So, yeah, not many
How
changes.
much?
They were trying to trade Henrik Janssen at this deadline,
Yeah.
and honestly, that was going to
Should
be
have got him.
that was always that's going to be the move in the back pocket if this thing doesn't work out, and and I never went and shifted, so I probably should have. But
Because
yeah,
he's
Henrik
solid,
Janssen,
to
he's
be honest.
solid, 918, love it, Um,
Like, he was my backup last couple of years, and this guy is, yeah, he can play. Like, his stats doesn't look that great, but he's a good performer.
he stops the puck, and that's what matters. He
So
doesn't let
yeah, that's what
the
matters.
2D circle getting past that one red line,
Of course.
A macro on this team, Madden
Yeah.
Sullivan's been great. Corey Kafad's been great. A
Yep.
little
Great
worried
ad.
about down the middle.
Yeah. I mean, can we like steal the? Can we like copy the last like couple teams?
Little
And
worried
like,
about down the middle. You know what? They should probably add a top six center, but those don't grow on trees. Wish
okay,
it'd be a little
wrap
more
it.
offensive. Hey, we call it right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, of course. I mean, but like, cause I like their wingers. I think they're all right. Could use some depth, but like that's normal. Q-Fold was a great ad. He's an amazing player. Sullivan's an amazing player. Yeah, just need centers and like, jeez, they have the
Teams,
goalies.
yeah. Lagarde's pretty good. Maybe not this year, but like he's been better in years past.
Yep.
Or has he? No, he
And
hasn't.
this seems it's kind of young still. So like for most of them, so they have a couple of prospect coming up. They have Bobrov, their making center, who's taking his time. He's 22. He should play next year. I think he should play now. To be honest, man, he's not that great of ads, but like at this point, like should try
Yeah,
on the
try to get him
wing,
in.
see like because he's killing it in the AHL. Like
Yeah, at
you
ABR. Yeah, what is he really gonna
you
learn there?
yeah he won't learn more than that. So yeah,
And what's
they
he gonna
have
do? Make
a
you lose
lot.
more games? Come on.
Yeah, yeah. So
the
they have a couple center prospects. So hopefully they can pan out, and I guess we'll see where that goes.
any thoughts on this LeBlanc goalie kid, 24-year-old?
Okay, let me have a
I have
look.
him as his
Uh,
third best prospect, but also don't have a full scattering report. So
looks like he's mid con. Yeah,
okay.
like he's mid con. He has potential, but I don't know if he'll get to it.
Right,
It's
right.
24. It's starting to get a little bit late.
A little long at the tooth. All right.
Yeah.
Team statistics. Shots on goal average. The Senators are 18th. Shots on goal against. The Senators are 13th. So middle of the pack in both.
Yeah.
They're a little bit better on the defensive side of the puck than the offensive side of the puck. Um, but I think they're going to hold on to this playoff spot. Knock on wood. I don't think New Jersey's going to take that spot out of them, but um,
He could.
they could.
He could.
They're teetering awfully close to blowing this playoff spot. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's also just an opportunity to lose to Florida and four. So, like,
I remember he said next time he makes the playoff, he's gonna beat me. So hopefully he doesn't make it because I don't want them to beat me.
maybe they will. And
They could.
maybe Desmond LeBlanc is an internal agent and just scores all of the goals on his own net. So,
They keep playing him because he won't do it again.
And
Wait, it's the fifth time.
last one for tonight. And all the other teams that we didn't talk about or talk about your trades, be relevant. I don't know what to tell you.
Yes. I mean, you have good prospect, most of them. So good luck.
It's 10:30 at night. And I want to go to bed. So finish this
Yeah.
last one. um, New Jersey currently find themselves 5 points out of the playoff spot, 73 points in 70 games, -8 goal differential. But again, 5 points out of a playoff spot is a swing of 2 to 3 games. So
Yeah.
um,
I mean, it could happen.
it could
Senators have
happen.
been
They have Sean
pretty
Fulton.
bad.
They
Yep,
have the center. That's the thing. That's the key thing. They
they
have
do.
the center. It's the everything else they need to figure out. Michael
Yep.
Bartowski is not it. I've been trying to tell people about this for
No.
a while. Michael Bartowski, he's just not it. Um, I think he has low big games because, or something like that, because his playoffs, he always fell off a cliff for me. Um, so, yeah,
Yeah, probably.
871, 873, 894.
Good times.
You see, I've been rocking this no goalie in the playoffs thing, so I was like, why am I paying $10 million for a regular season goalie if he's not going to show up to the playoffs?
I guess that's true. Yeah.
But this Devils team, they have Patrick Sweden, who seems ancient at 37. Yeah, he is ancient, but he's still crushing
He's
it.
he can barely skate. I guess he's just
He's just a
parks up
walking
there.
turret, you know?
Yeah.
Valda Young's crushing it. He's
Harrison will get me
younger.
the puck.
Um,
The
man,
Young is pretty good.
this is an old team. That's the issue. Is that it's an old team.
Yeah.
August Graff is 37. Patrick Sweden's
There's
37. Sean Fulton's 32. Um, yeah, if Sean Fulton's the younger end of your like window, if that's I
which
mean if you
is
have a 3 year window, right?
and you know what's crazy is that they have two top six center coming up. They have Adrian Davy, who's 22. He looks pretty much. I don't know why he's not
He's
playing
looking
the
pretty good.
NHL.
I mean, like you can
And they
keep using
have
him,
oh, game crash.
of course. And then they have who else?
They have Timothy Schwartz.
Schwartz. Okay.
He's 21, and I mean I think he's like I just looked at him. He looks pretty much NHL ready too. So like he could probably give them a shot because I know they lack depth. That's always been the Devils thing.
Right.
They always been yeah, they always lack depth, and they had I mean losing Tetro sucked. That was their goalie. He was pretty good, but I can't recall
Haven't
where he
been able to
signed
see.
right now.
I can't either, and that's whatever. Future us problem after we redo this. But do we think they have the chance to take out the senator spot?
Uh, yeah, I think so. I mean, center core is good. They have enough good wingers. Defense is body. From what I can remember, and goalie is but I mean they could do it. I don't know. It's hard to say.
All right, and then while we bring this game up, and honestly, this is probably it that we probably need to do for tonight. Pick of the East, pick of the
Yeah.
West, and then cup pick, right?
Yeah. Okay. You go
Um,
first.
all right, first fair. West, I'm gonna go with the Ducks. I think it's pretty easy to choose the team that's won 17 in a
Easy
row.
pick.
Yeah, I know. I'm taking it safe. I've been pretty consistent on choosing the Ducks, so like I'm gonna choose the Ducks.
Yeah.
And in the East, I'm going to choose the Florida Panthers because I think they're going to have a really,
Oh
really
no.
tough. They're going to have a really, really tough Florida matchup whenever that inevitably happens, but they're going to power through that, and that's going to give them the strength and the virtue to power on through and lose the Ducks in the Stanley Cup final.
Wow. All right.
I'll be cheering for you in the
Okay.
Cup final, but like I think you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think so.
Unless I'm in it, then I'm not going to be cheering for you in the Cup final because like, you know.
I mean the
It'd be
Yeah,
really difficult
that
if
makes
both of
sense.
us to be in the cup final, but it has to be
Yeah,
like a pandemic, and they have to realign the conferences, and like, then you have
could,
Montreal,
it
Tampa,
could
and
happen.
it could happen.
If only Montreal won. Anyway, um, yeah, okay. Okay. Oh man, that's a good one. Because I don't want to pick myself, because I don't want to jinx me. You know what I mean? But
Understandable.
also, you know what? Um, I'm gonna pick Columbus in the East.
Columbus out of the East is a solid pick. I thought about doing that as well. Good pick.
Yeah, I think Jeffers will carry them to the finals. And in the West, hmm, all right. There's a lot of good teams. I mean, Ducks are good. I mean, they're great. They just won the cup, so they're pretty
Right.
good. The I don't think the Blues got it yet. Although Kuchinkus could carry them.
Yeah,
Uh,
Kuchinkas could. He is Kuchinkas.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna take the Stars. I think they go back to the finals.
Stars, and then Stars and Jackets. Who you choosing out of
I
those two?
think I think Dallas has the better team, so I'm gonna take them. And I
Um,
want my buddy to win. So
Something I
go
just
Wiggle.
realized: you chose an All Stars final because the Columbus Blue Jackets logo is just a big star.
Ooh, boo.
All Stars
Uh,
final. Let's go.
all
Which team has
all
more
three.
stars on their jersey? I think the Blue Jackets have more stars on their jersey than the Dallas Stars do.
I think. I
Because there's
mean,
one.
are
Because
they
like the
stars on their
logo,
logo?
yeah, the logo is a big star draped in like an Ohio flag, right?
That's really American.
It's America shit. um,
Yeah,
but you're also in. But like, I don't. I think they have like little white stars on their jersey. Am I crazy for thinking that?
I think so. I think you're right.
Okay. I thought you were about to say I think
Okay.
so. I think I'm crazy because like I mean like yeah I
Oh
think I'm
no
crazy too.
no.
But
I mean, yes.
right.
The answer is yes.
But who you choosing out of those two?
Yeah, the stars.
The Stars. The
Stars
Stars.
winning.
Okay. Cool. 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 All right. Well, thanks for everyone for listening, and I'll get this up as soon as I can get it up.
Awesome. And rebuilding team, be better.
Yeah. Be relevant, and we'll talk about you. Make cool trades, and we'll talk about the cool
Hmm.
trades.
Yeah.